Peace, everybody. I am Naomi Renee. Welcome to this space and time. I was in the process of doing a energy reading for the fall equinox, which is today, 2024. Well, I'm in North America, so this is the fall equinox. Anyone south of the equator, it is your spring equinox. So equinoxes are always very important because it is about balance. It represents for me Ma'at energy. If you are aware of ancient Egyptian consciousness, where Ma'at was the balance of the heart and the deeds, if you will. Is a balance of consciousness, right? Is the heart lighter than the feather, right? The feather being air, communication, your mentality, your thoughts. The way that you receive the cosmic energy, the creation, the energy of creation, the energy of all there is, and whatever word that you define that, right? To be the reason that you're here in this physical form. On this earth, Ma'at was the balance of all of that, how you operated on an individual level, how the cycles of the earth operated through the seasons, and also what we usually don't look at, which I feel I have aligned more to in the expansions of my consciousness, is cosmic harmony, which has to do with the earth aligning with everything else within the energy of the cosmic mother energy, right? The womb of it all. So what made me record this, even though I'm not even finished reading, so I may be pulling out cards just to get a little bit more clarification on the message that's coming through, so you'll be moving through consciousness with me. But I wanted to start recording because the underlying energy that I got, I was not expecting. So the underlying energy is basically the causation, the things and the seeds that were sown in order for us to be at this place where we are today on this equinox, right? No matter where you are in the world. If your nights are shortening in the spring equinox and your days are lengthening, or the opposite for the fall equinox where your days are shortening and your nights are lengthening, right? So this would determine whether or not you are going through a state of, expression of all of the seeds that were sown are now coming into fruition, right? The plants are growing, the grass is coming back, the flowers are, blooming, the animals are, they're mating, the babies are coming forth, the earth is coming back into vitality mode, right? From the opposite of where the fall equinox is happening, where the earth is going into hibernation mode. So as everything is aligned, this affects us as well as people, where there is a sense of people who are on the side of the fall equinox. This is a time of reflection, where things kind of are coming to a standstill, a stasis, where life still continues, but there is a shift in energy, right? There is a turnover. This is the death energy for the rebirth, right? So this is an energetic portal, right? Where life is changing. Okay, to be renewed, because energy is never destroyed, right? It's only transformed. So everyone is going through a transformation. And on the side of the spring equinox, things are coming to fruition from that hibernation. The new you is now coming about, because there is a transition that happens. It's not just that now the days are lengthening and, the sun is out and now you could come out, you know what I mean, and wear your cute clothes. It is always deeper than that. It's what is the skin that you shed, the old ways of consciousness that you no longer hold on to, that is cultivating this new you in this world, that is bringing you forth and is now being seen by you and by everyone else, right? And also a part of cosmic harmony. How are you vibrating in your frequency, right? In order to now be a part of that cosmic harmony energy, to bring forward that serotonin, right? To be open to the light codes that are allowing your DNA to remember you, right? So for people on the fall equinox, this is the opportunity to sit with, everything that was brought to light while there was more day than night, and to recognize now how you are about to be reborn, and to be open to the wisdom that comes to you when the light is not there, right? In the womb energy of it all, to then release those aspects of your consciousness and how they align spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, in order to come out in the sun reborn, right? So that's kind of like equinox energy. And this is for everyone on all roles of society. It doesn't matter. Everyone is at an equal balance right now. So all the choices that everyone is making from here on out is moving the balance of things, okay? So what I've learned in my connection to higher states of light consciousness, right, for me to be in alignment with all of this that I'm speaking of, because this is coming through the filter of my state of consciousness, right? And sharing with you is, I lost my train of thought. Just now. Because I'm using so many words, because I just want this to be very clear. I was speaking about the equinox in full, okay, and everybody having their part of the teeter-tottering of the scales of life, right? This Ma'at energy. So this brings us, no matter what role of society you're in, how you use your personal energy is important at this time, okay? How you use your personal energy after any equinox is important at this time. And, for me, it's been a very powerful awareness to be conscientious of how my actions be in alignment with authenticity, right? Because fulfillment from a level of DNA and genetics for the highest frequency of vibration of my genes to express in my cells, right? This is when we talk about disease. We really want to be healthy people, right? We want to thrive and be fulfilled in life. I know that I do, for sure. I love to be in a state of joy, to be happy, and to live a long life that is full of many, many things, right? So in the upcoming months, especially for the fall equinox folks, this is a time where a lot of religions, they kind of understand. They don't kind of understand. It's all based on ancient knowledge. They know when the balance is up. And some of them will start, their holidays will come into play. A lot of other religions, besides Christianity, have holidays that fall around certain celestial alignments. Okay? And the equinox is being one of those. And so if we were to learn that everything is interconnected, even though it is filtered through a different state of consciousness, it helps us just to remember ourselves. While other people, follow holidays that really take a lot of your energy, right? Your money is my own net energy yield. It is the frequency and the vibration that you are putting forth through your state of consciousness. And I'm not going to get into the depth of it right now, but I'll just say that, if you're spending a lot of energy when the earth is the aspect of the earth that you are currently in is in a state of rest, just be more conscientious of that. You have the opportunity with this message to be aware of that. It's in your conscious awareness now of how much you're putting out versus the alignment of the earth, which the earth is not receiving a lot of energy from the sun, right? There's something that's called the earth energy budget. You can research that for yourself. There's a reciprocation between the earth and the sun, and how much energy the earth receives from the sun and how much is given off in excess back into space, right? Everybody's interconnected with the earth energy budget. Serotonin is a part of that cycle where we receive the serotonin from the sun. It's also a huge factor in people's moods, right? So that's why a lot of people, they fall into depression when there's not a lot of sun, because you're possibly not cultivating enough serotonin on your own without that sunlight. So if you are in a place where you're putting out a lot of your money, my own net energy yield, into certain thought forms like these holidays that have their own histories and stories to them, which you can research for yourself, you're putting a lot of your energy into those things, and giving it away to other people when the earth itself is in a time of rest. So just be conscientious of that, okay? And that's not something that I'm trying to force on anyone. That's just something that I've learned and I've put into application and integrated into my life, that I found to be unaligned with me now that I'm aware of those things. So obviously, everybody has free will. That is, no way, shape, or form am I intending to pressure anyone. This is just me sharing information and knowledge. So, I've been reading this book called I should go get it. Let me see. Let me open it up. I also have it on my phone. It is called The Great Cosmic Mother, Rediscovering the Religion of the Earth, by, I don't know how you pronounce her name, but Monica, last name Sjoo, and Barbara Moore. And I've been reading that book for about maybe not even a month now. And it speaks about, the earth's religion, how it is divine feminine energy, right? Cosmic mother energy. And it kind of draws a line between matriarchy and patriarchy, speaking of how patriarchy is the cause of the imbalance in the natural rhythms and cycles of things. And I've always been somebody that questions, that's why I was always the kid that, even though Christianity was the main religion as a melanated girl growing up in New York City and America, I just always had this thought in the depths of my consciousness, like, there's no way that God will only feel like a certain aspect of people could get into heaven. It has to be multiple ways. It has to be like, because it can't, like, I just always had that mind frame, like, there's no way that this person can get into heaven because they believe God like this. That I always had that. And I feel that the way that I grew up, knowing of God and religion and choosing to participate in it, I chose to participate in Christianity when I was a younger woman. It was not forced upon me like a lot of people, or not just forced upon. Let me not try to insult anyone, but it was not a part of my upbringing in such a strong way like it is with a lot of people who still move forth in that state of consciousness. But it was definitely a big part and the seed of my spiritual awakening journey. I say all that to say, patriarchy and matriarchy. In this book, she speaks of Earth being matrilinear, right? Based off of divine feminine energy. When you think of how you sow a seed, it goes into the earth, right? It is receptive in order for it to be gestated, like in the womb of a woman who is nurturing and growing a baby, this embryo, before it is brought into the physical through, the birth canal and brought into the earth, right? Same way the earth operates in that same way. The plant breaks through the soil. The tree breaks through the soil, but is gestated inside of the earth, right? So it's womb energy, 100%, when it comes to growth and the earth and everything of it. But she spoke of patriarchy again being the cause of imbalance, and I just have been questioning, who is patriarchy? Like, because matrilineal societies always involved men and women. There was nothing where it was like, this is just about the women. It was not ever that. There was always men and women in it. I think that sometimes these labels are what divide, and that's a whole nother conversation about how language is a big part of divide, and language is a technology as well. Words, spelling, right? How letters and words have changed the frequency and the vibration of the meanings of things. So not to even get into that, but I feel that this label of patriarchy is a huge reason why, and the matriarchy as its opposites, which I don't feel like they're opposites. I feel like they're two completely different states of consciousness. I'll just put it like that. I feel like patriarchy is a foreign alien consciousness to the earth. Okay? The way that people operate from a cellular level, how your blood circulates, it's circular. You have a circulatory system. The earth rotates. The cycles of life rotate. Right? It's cyclical. The seasons rotate. Patriarchy does not rotate. Right? So I won't even get into patriarchy, but it is very significant of how our societies have been ran. And this is the card that came up based off of that enlightened thought that I had, based off of patriarchy to me being an alien foreign consciousness, because she just kept on, the author kept on saying that patriarchy is the reason why men and women are separate, that men and women were aligned together until patriarchy came and made it so that men saw women differently. In certain aspects of the world where, indigenous societies fell apart because the men were then enticed by other means and gains that were separate from their own natural way to link up with those who had this state of consciousness natural to them, to then overpower and be controlling. So this is what was expressed in this book. But I just question, where did this patriarchy come from then? If this was the natural ways, like when I think about the movie, what is that movie? Apocalypto. Right? Apocalypto. And before they hunted the animal, it was a sacred experience for them. There was a mourning that they had. There was a thanks for the exchange of life. So these things have definitely been lost as it pertains to how life is now on Earth, where we have the Amazon rainforest being cut down for cow farms, and how cow farms or I would say livestock is a large reason for desertification, right? Deserts, right? So it's good to be aware of what's going on in the earth right now, where the Amazon is known to be the lungs of the earth, where I don't know if it's over 70% of oxygen comes from those forests, right? From those trees that are being chopped down and used for cow farming. And we could get into the earth and all of that too, but this is a big part of it, right? These are all like little separate conversations that I could have when it comes to this harmony and balance, right? So that is the awareness that I've had. And for this card to be the underlying energy that it says, and I'll read it: the foreign alien consciousness of patriarchy that until today dominated an extensive amount of life on this earthly realm of feminine-centered nature now is choosing to be honest about its projected ways of operation in order to be embraced by the beauty of earth it now appreciates. So a lot of us people here have integrated those natural ways of the earth and the natural cycles of our body, right? Like if you have a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, you go to work from 9 to 5, right? That is a state of patriarchy that is so habitual and routine that it goes totally against the natural circadian rhythms of your own body, which keeps your systems in alignment. Your organs have a clock, right? You have your hypothalamus that regulates the cycles of your body. So your body has its own cyclical nature that aligns with the cyclical nature of cosmic mother energy, creation, the womb energy, however you want to say it, right? So that's just a small example of how patriarchy has been integrated into the majority of the world, right? And a lot of people, they don't realize why they have dis-ease, which is not just disease, right? When someone is sick and ill, dis-ease is the unalignment, and it has a lot to do with your own nature, your thoughts, and that frequency and vibration, that static energy, that it causes stasis, right? Things are not flowing cyclically anymore. There's blockages and boundaries where things are supposed to ebb and flow. So that's just a small example of how patriarchy, very, very, very small example of this alien foreign consciousness of patriarchy is integrated into most people, right? So with this equinox energy, we now have the opportunity every year to realign ourselves, right? Whether it's in the energy of more light or in the energy of less light. So let's see. The center of this reading is speaking of what you entertain, right? And I attribute this to food. It says, entertaining all things that enrich my abundant state of consciousness, empowering aligned vision with inner truth and cosmic harmony, right? So this is the food that you eat, the things that nourish you, the relationships that you partake in, and the food that you eat, right? The music that you listen to, the words that you speak over yourself, the thoughts that you keep within your own mind, right? The conversations that you choose to participate in, right? Entertaining, all things that are entertaining, that they are enriching, right? So to enrich something is to bring more life and vitality to it. So in whatever way that you choose to enrich, this is where your free will comes into place, right? The state of your consciousness and your individuality is so important for each of us. For anybody out there who really, really is, could be coming out of this space, or, you may fall into this space. I hope that this message reaches you, and I know it will, in the time that is meant to. You matter very, very much. Metaphysically and you are an intricate part of life. I always say in the prayers that I speak, because I've learned to pray differently. I won't even go into that right now, but I've learned to pray differently. I learned how to pray. There's a lot of people, they say that they don't pray, but I don't even call it pray anymore. I call it speak life, right? I learned how to speak life. When you grow up around people in religions that use that concept of prayer, right? And you know how powerfully, I know a lot of y'all have come into contact with some prayer warriors, right? Your grandmama, your mama, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, prayer warriors, right? They know how to speak those words so powerfully that it moves mountains, literally, right? The way that you think and the way that you speak over yourself, over others, over the food that you eat, when you're cooking, all of the ways that you be and you embody and allow the divine inspiration of life to flow through you is right now in this process of enriching your consciousness, which is abundant. It is creative. It can create anything. You're creating your reality right now. And your happiness matters, right? Because for those people who are in the longer nights aspect of the earth, you are the sun. Through your thoughts, through your words, through the way that you enrich your abundant state of consciousness, it is preparing itself to create what it is that you hold in consciousness. So how you enrich that state of consciousness through all things that are entertaining and that you entertain is creating that next aspect of your journey, your reality. And I think I spoke a little bit briefly about Earth energy budget, about the Earth receiving the energy from the sun, and all that was excess is released back into space. It's the same thing with you, you know, in your body. The serotonin that you have within you, it communicates to the earth. The depressive energy that you hold, it communicates to the earth. You know, you are a part of the earth. You know, you are a part of the cosmos. We are all made of stardust, right? Carbonated beings, right? This is where you get, you know, this energy source for your cars, and you know, for certain ways that we use energy, right, is from that which is no longer living. So there's like so many messages that I want to share. I'm 33 minutes in. That's significant. 33.3. Your happiness and your sadness communicates with the earth energy budget, and how it's embedded in the earth, right? So you see like certain areas of the earth experience a lot of wars, right? This is in the memory of the earth. Okay, this is in the memory of the earth, and it communicates that to the people. And that's why you see a lot of that cyclically happening to be released. It's supposed to be released through the ways that you enrich the abundant state of consciousness, right? And I won't get deep into that either. These are all opportunities for conversations that I could share with people, you know what I'm saying, in another time, of the way that, in the angle in which I see, right? because sometimes the way that I see is not everyone in my experience has been open to the way that I see. So when I know that people are open to the way that I see, and they are ready, willing, and able to receive those type of, perspective and angle in which I see, then, I definitely am open to sharing, because I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom. I am remembering about humanity, and life in general. So just to sum this up right here, this aspect of it, the way that there's a focus on how you're enriching your state of consciousness right now on this equinox portal. Because when it comes to cosmic harmony, and the frequency and vibration that you hold is not just about the earth, and the reciprocal exchange of energy with the earth, which it can also lead to the weather, another conversation, and the changes in the weather and natural happenings that the earth displays. Those in turn, as the earth on a whole, also communicates to the rest of the cosmos, and Earth's connection with everything else that is existing in the galaxies and there beyond, right? The cosmos, from my understanding, is expanded through our state of consciousness and through, on a human level, or a level of life that we are living here in reality, of how we express ourselves and how we open our minds and our consciousness to recognize the abundance of it. And therefore, we have new technologies and new ways of being and living that help us to remember our DNA and the junk DNA in which it's been labeled, to actually be able to communicate with us again about things that have been deactivated through this foreign alien state of consciousness. Now, I just want to also point to, with the patriarchy being a foreign state of consciousness, this is how this foreign state of consciousness comes back into play. I don't think that I touched on that, because this patriarchy likes it here. This is a foreign alien state of consciousness, but it likes it here. So it wants to stay. So by you continuing to follow suit, you give it permission to stay. So that's a big part of it now, because it wants to be here. So there may be things that come to light about how it operates, whether it's done covertly or whether now, there's a lot of things coming out into the media, right, about how people have been operating, right, how people use womb energy, sexual energy, all these kind of things. Creative energy, creation, one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful force that we know. Okay? And how these things are showing themselves to you. Entertainment, movies, Hollywood, music, art, all of those things. Your favorite TV host, TV show. How are you receiving these things now? And what is your awareness about how it is in alignment to the natural cyclical systems that was already in place here, right? Because when I said you matter, one, because you are creating your reality, and you are just a divine note in the divine symphony of life, okay? So if a note is flat or sharp, will be able to hear that. And it affects the symphony of it all. You ever heard, you know what I'm saying? I could sing, but if I hit a high note and it's off key, even I'll be like, ooh. This is that same thing, but you're a part of reality creation. And then on another scale, when it comes to cosmic harmony, you're a part of the connection that Earth has to the entire solar system, or cosmic harmony, right? So, aligned vision with inner truth, right? That's that authenticity and cosmic harmony. So I think I've stressed that enough. Let me see what else there is here. Yes. Reciprocity. Yes. So your money, my own net energy yield. Your personal value, okay? And the exchanges that you use. Are they reciprocal, balanced transactions, okay? As it pertains to food, as it pertains to, right, your nourishment, the food that you intake, the things that entertain you, your relationships, okay? And we're relating to everything. So your relationships, yes, it does have to do with your family, you know what I'm saying, your partners, your friends, your co-workers, the people that lives in your building, your neighbors next door, you know what I'm saying, the house next to you, your city. These are many different types of relationships. Your relationship with yourself, your relationship, most importantly, to the higher state of consciousness, how you believe in God, the religion that you believe in. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that you relate to. Sleep, metabolism, hormone production is significant at this time as well. So whether you are on the southern hemisphere of the earth and you have the opportunity to receive more light from the sun, right? Making sure that you're receiving enough light. This is crucial for your genes expressing in a healthy way. Okay, how you sleep, your circadian rhythm, getting enough light, and getting enough darkness, right? So that your metabolism is functioning well, you're digesting food, you're able to break down things, you're able to purify the impurities, you're able to flush them out, right? That your moods are balancing, right? And your hormones are doing what they're supposed to do, okay? Which is regulating and supporting the natural ebb and flow of your system in general, okay? This is important for everyone. For people on the northern hemisphere, being mindful now that there is less light, how much you're partaking in these things, right? If you're overeating, you know what I mean, because there's not a lot of light, you know, if you feel like you're falling into depression, you know, you have the opportunity to create a little bit more energy to try to balance those things out. Be mindful of the things that you're eating. Are you an emotional eater, right? What exactly are you eating? How is the foods that you're eating affecting your hormones, like things like soy and things like that, affecting your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and all of those kind of things. But there's so much more. But it's very important to learn about the body. At least just to get a general knowledge of how your body works. And how, if you are in relationship to someone, how their body works. But this is all cultivating right now, this entertaining all things that enrich the abundant state of consciousness, right? Empowering aligned vision with inner truth and cosmic harmony. What else? Yeah, there's just lots of opportunity now. There's lots of opportunity now from this cultivation of how you enrich your consciousness. I feel that, you know what I'm saying, the messages that I'm sharing are to people who are already in alignment with these kind of things. Cultivating healthy money, you know, cultivating your own net energy yield, what you use, right? How you use your gifts, you know. Let me see if I get anything else. I'm gonna just draw a couple more cards. I hope that everyone out there is doing well. Again, if you are listening to this message, there is timeless information in here. So even though this message is during the equinox, it doesn't matter. There's information in this reading no matter where you are on your journey of life and your participation in life, because this is not by happenstance that any of us are here. This is a participatory experience that we all, on a level that we may not remember, chose to be a part of. We all have access to the law of infinite supply, right? And that is a universal law if you are familiar with metaphysics, which I see it as like a storage space for everything you need. And when we talk about storage and memory, that is all DNA. That also has to do with your central nervous system, as water is also memory. So also the purification process is very important, whether you're coming out of that, you know, death cycle as it pertains to the ebb and flow of the earth, or you're going into that purifying, hydrating, flushing out, you know, getting the lymphatic system moving, because on the physical it is just a material expression of what is happening spiritually, mentally, and emotionally in your life. So let's see here. I also want to get another card. So I'm going to get a couple more cards here. We have 48 minutes. Incorporating sacred energy in life through aligned uses of divine inspiration, through clear understanding and reverence of the effects of wisdom of divine feminine energy. Therefore, everything else follows. Meaning that understanding the divine feminine energy, right? The aspect of receptivity, of nurturing, of wisdom being a feminine energy, and supported and protected by the masculine. Right? Because the feminine energy gestates the seed. Come on now. A seed just sitting on top of the earth don't do nothing. It has to go into the ground. It has to go into the womb. So it's very important, both aspects, you know. But the patriarchy aspect of it is the aspect that's foreign. So the masculine and the feminine energies are a part of life, even if you look at certain languages that are romantic languages. There are words that are masculine and feminine, right? But English is not like that. So just be mindful of how important this is and how deeply embedded it is in life. Okay, so let me see what other downloads we have here. Yeah. Yep. Cosmic origins, analyzing. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh, this is so beautiful. Yeah, this is basically, it says this entertaining all things that enrich my state of consciousness is connected to soul retrieval and shamanic teachings that is about calling aspects of your soul back, the essence of you. It is about remembering aspects of you to bring into fruition what has already been yours, right? A lot of time there are traumas that have been experienced, like it says, patriarchy, that until today dominated an extensive amount of life on this earthly realm. And this is, you know, dominated is even a softer word, even though it is a very forceful word. You know, a lot of people lost their lives. So this is going beyond you in this physical. This is talking about your ancestors. This is talking about cosmically, right? Beyond linear space and time. Aspects of your ancestors and earthly and cosmic, right? Because we are stardust. Come on, y'all. I'm saying, if y'all talking to me, this is the type of energy that I bring. So, you know, this is calling to me now the fragments of my essence that support me to harvest what has always been prepared for me to flourish and be present now for self-actualization. That's what's happening now. And this is just how I create these keys as an oracle, is about speaking life over yourself, okay? Whether this and this is for real, you know, this is a real shift for people, for people that, you know what I'm saying, have had challenge financially. You know, this has to do with celestial alignments. This doesn't have anything to do with what people are doing right now. These are things, and I've been getting these downloads for a while, that are timeless. These are things that have been already ready, but it was a specific alignment that needed to happen with the awakening of your consciousness, right, to your inner truth, and the harmony of the cosmos aligning. That now, by you being able to receive the light in your DNA and releasing the fear so that you can hold more memory. Because, see, in this physical form, you know, there's so many aspects when we talk about energy. Can't be destroyed, right? It can only be transformed. There's so much energy that is connected to you, but in a physical form you can only hold but so much. But if you have a lot of these alien foreign consciousness that has hijacked your natural consciousness, your inner truth, and has made you fearful to move in a certain way that is natural to you, right? And that restores and reactivates what they call the junk DNA, then you'll be able to tap into different aspects of yourself, your abilities and your gifts that have always been available to you. So this time now, is right now. And I feel like right now where I'm speaking from, my geography is important. Again, I am in the northern hemisphere of the earth, where I am at the fall equinox. So to me, this feels like the focus of the womb calling to me now the fragments of my essence that support me to harvest what has always been prepared for me to flourish and be present now for self-actualization, right? Inner truth and cosmic harmony, alignment. It says, remembering and accepting that all the gifts I am receiving now are timeless, and these gifts support me to be present now for the future of all, right? So this is going beyond this present moment. This is the things that have been seeded in the past. All of those that came before you who went through what they went through, right? Who had challenging experiences, right? And did not have the resources, the knowledge, the support to overcome them. Those lessons have been learned. For those who were brave and who transformed things, those lessons have been transformed. And we're coming into a place now where we're opening our DNA to receive those light codes, right? From our cosmic origins. And remembering those gifts and abilities available to us to be able to discern the experiences and the opportunities that are in alignment, right, with our newly upgraded operating systems. Okay, so these could be love relationships, right? These are ample opportunities, you know, now, through the cultivation and the calling back of the fragments of your essence and enriching your abundant state of consciousness, that you are in creation mode and you know how you are creating your reality. You understand the importance of who you are, as you are a part of reality creation for everyone, that your joy matters, that your pain matters, and that you have the opportunity to cultivate through the food, right, your relationships, how you nurture yourself through the entertainment and through your relationships, how you are cultivating this reality for not only you, but for those who are coming after you. You are creating the new world, the new earth, and at the same time creating and cultivating that joy and whatever it is that is innate in you, that you feel is your true emotion, that just brings you so much fulfillment without the harm of anyone else involved, right? For the highest good of all, that brings you your yield, right? Guaranteed yield, your net energy yield, instantaneously, in the form that you want it, whether it be money, whether it be relationships, whether it be healing opportunities, communing with like minds, like energies, you know what I'm saying, travel, however you're creating your reality, you're creating your reality by recognizing your abundant state of consciousness, the cosmos ever expanding through your experience. So I feel like I'm preaching now, but I feel like I've said everything I need to say in this message. Yeah. Money is very important. Let me just get one more thing here. This is an hour reading. Usually I bring out my, I'll do a YouTube video where I'll be filming myself, but And I usually do pick a cards, but this is the Equinox, so it just felt like this is the vibe right here. This is the vibe. Let me see. Right? Some of y'all are singers too. Motivational speakers. Artists. Okay. So 3 important aspects of society here are social institutions. It says foundational pillars like family, education, religion, government, and the economy. These institutions address fundamental social needs and shape human behavior. So that's significant. That's happening right now, probably in the next months until we get to the spring equinox. Food and cuisine, the dietary habits and culinary traditions that reflect cultural identity, and that's at the center of these aspects of society. And again, the economy, so the system of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. It includes various economic activities and institutions. Okay, the fiat system is definitely significant here with your personal value, because if you know anything about the fiat system, it is not based off of gold. Okay, is based off of the faith in the authority. So connecting to your personal value is very, very, very important, right, with your inner authority. Okay, and let me just see one more right here. I keep saying one more, but one more, just one more. Let's see. I just want to see, like, I know this is for the equinox, but like an overall intention. Remember to breathe. That was one of the tools that I learned about, that breath is so natural to us, right? It's a reciprocity of life force energy. It is also a way of recentering yourself. So if there's any toxic upset that you experience throughout this time, breath is a reliable source, right? To get you back into your body, to ground. Going outside and breathing in some fresh air, right, where it's a little bit crisp, especially us in the fall. The winter is, comes right after that, and the weather gets colder, but there's probably some knowledge and wisdom in that air as well. Yeah, the intention. World events, predictions affecting all different aspects of society to inform collective consciousness for preparation. Yep, so we're in alignment with that. We're in alignment with that as it pertains to your body. Your rising sign may be significant at this time. So if you don't know your rising sign, it would be pretty good for you to find out about that. If you guys have any questions about anything that I said on this reading, feel free to leave me a message. You could find me on Instagram as well. Media Mystic _. On Instagram, and you could DM me if you have any questions about any aspect of this conversation that I've brought to light. One more thing I want to see is this. Just one more, right? I said that already. Just one more. Hold on, just one more. Just one more. Just one more. Yeah, this is definitely, I just saw the energy of Judgment Day, so it just gives me Libran energy, right? Shout out to the Libra energy, right? Libra it could be significant where Libra is in your chart. Oh, I don't know if I said, to find out your rising sign, you need to know your date of birth, your time of birth, and the location in which you were born. So the city and state, or Providence, or however, wherever you are. The country, Providence, however y'all say it. I'm just going to get one. Yeah, poverty is a state of consciousness. You know, I think that, you know, by me just seeing that poverty being a state of consciousness, yeah, it just came out. Okay, so I have a card that is labeled poverty, and this is how I defined it: having everything and giving it away. Poverty is a loss of old self, an upgrade in DNA. It could be a soul lost in journey, okay? So this is calling all souls, right? Calling those fragments of you back now. So this is all in alignment with what I've already shared. Poverty, a state of consciousness that believes what is currently available isn't enough and more is unattainable, a result of programming, okay? So this is everything that I just said. And underneath we have the law of worth, right? A universal law. It says, as children of light and creation divine, we all have value, worth, deserve praise, reward, have purpose as an inherited divine right, divine life force energy expressed uniquely. Only you can be you. So this has to do with your values, your worth, right? Money, my own net energy field, and poverty. So these are very, very, very important as it pertains to social institutions, right? Which are more on the physical aspect of things. Food and cuisine, like I read earlier, and economy, but more economy on a spiritual aspect, on a higher plane of your auric field, your electromagnetic energy. This is an economy that is talking about, even though we possibly will see it in the fiat system, or it says the system of production, distribution, and consumption of goods. And that's why I talked about the holidays. So everything's in alignment. I got this message a couple years ago, and I took it down. It's a long story of my journey with YouTube and being an oracle in that way. But a lot of people, these are big things. These are big focuses, and this is how you now have the opportunity to keep your scales balanced and be a part of the inner truth and cosmic harmony adventure, if you will. So I am so grateful to receive this message and to be able to share it with you. May it reach you when it's supposed to, and may you receive it when you are willing, ready, and able. And peace be unto you. Thank you.